Hi guys, today's lesson is on algebra proofs. So what you're going to need to do first is you're going to want to read through all of this top information right here. So I want you to go ahead and pause this video and read through all of these different properties and the information up above. Okay. Great. Now that you've read through that, let's look at the example proof. So basically what we're doing is we're solving an equation and you're given reasons for that. Whenever you're solving an equation, the very first reason, you write down the equation and that first reason is always a quote-unquote given, okay? It's a given. And then you're just performing the different steps just like you already know how to do, and then you're writing down the reason for it. So I noticed up here there's the addition and subtraction properties. Remember they say that you can add the same number or subtract the same number on both sides of the equation. The multiplication and division properties, so you can multiply or divide both sides of an equation by the same value. We're familiar with the distributive property as well. Reflexive, symmetric, transitive, and substitution properties may be new. I like that substitution property. It's really going to be useful if you want to highlight this part right here. It says to use whenever you're combining like terms or when you're trying to clean up the problem. That's what you're going to come up with. So the problems really start on the next page. So let's see what we can do there. So let's look at the directions. In each of the following algebra problems, provide the reason that matches each step. So let's look at number 1. So we're starting off with the equation 3x plus 7 equals 13. And notice that they have already solved this equation. So that's what's given to us. So let's look at the next step. What did they do differently? Well, it looks like they've got that minus 7 on both sides. So they've subtracted 7 on both sides. What property says that we can do that? The subtraction property. Let me try and write that a little bit neater. And really, it's the subtraction property of equality. Okay, now that leaves us with 3x is equal to 6. So this is when you've combined those like terms or simplified. This is that substitution property. Okay. The next step, it looks like they're dividing both sides by 3. So that would be your division property. And then they've gotten that x is equal to 2. So that's substitution property again. That's it. Okay, let's look at the second one. So we start off with the equation t minus 6 all divided by 7 equals 8. So that's your equation. That's what's given to you. So I'm going to write the word given. And then just look, what did they do? What's different? I see the times 7 on both sides, right? So that's that multiplication property. Multiplication. And I'm just going to write multiplication. Now what did they do? So the 7s are gone, right? And 7 times 8 is 56. So it looks like they've kind of simplified. So that's your substitution property. Okay, on the next line, what's going on here? I see we've got a plus 6, oh, and a plus 6. So that's that addition property of equality. And then how did they get that t is 62? Substitution property again. Okay, let's try another one. All right, let's look at number 3. So the first equation, 3 times the difference between x and 5 is equal to negative 6. So that's what's given to you. What did they do from that first line to the second line? Notice the parentheses are gone. Here they have used the distributive property. Okay, what's new now? Well, let's see, I see a plus 15 on both sides. So that's the addition property of equality. And that leaves us with 3x equals 9. So that's your substitution property. Okay, what's new now? They're dividing both sides by 3. So that would be your division property of equality. And then you're left with x equals 3. That's substitution property again. Okay, let's try number 4. Now this time, notice there's just variables here. So that first statement is just what's been given to us. So I'm going to write the word given. Pay attention to see what's different from the first line to the second. So I see a C being multiplied here and here. They're multiplying both sides by C. So that would be the multiplication property of equality. Okay, and when they multiply both sides by C here, those C's cancel, leaving us with x plus y. Okay, so this is just substitution. Okay, what did they do next? Looks like I see a minus y on both sides. So that's your subtraction property of equality. And now what have they done? So they've done the minus y on both sides, so the y's here are gone, leaving you with just x. So now you're back up to substitution. Okay? All right, let's try number 5, or the next set. So for each of the following statements, decide which property it is showing. So if t is equal to y and y is equal to k, then t is equal to k. So which property is that? And actually, what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you pause the video. And I want you to do 5 through 8 on your own. Now, if you'll flip the page back over here, here are all the properties. So look back over at this table so that you can figure them out. So again, pause the video and do problems 5 through 8. Okay, welcome back. So check your answers to problems 5 through 8. Remember that you can look back on that first page to help you. Okay, let's go on to the next page. Now on this next page, 9 through 12, it says for each of the following algebraic proofs, write the missing steps or reasons. Hint, watch for what changes. What does it take to turn a particular row into the next row? So we'll do number 9 together. So this time, you're actually going to have to do a little bit of solving the equations and writing down the reasons. So if we start off the first statement, that's been given to us. And then what did they do from the first row to the second row? So for this row, it looks like I have a times 3 on both sides. So they used the multiplication property of equality. Now, when we do this, when we multiply 3 times everything right here, we really only have to multiply the 3 by the 1/3. Well, 3 times 1/3 is 1, and then that's basically going to cancel out, leaving us with just the x plus 6, and on the right side, 3 times 7 is 21. And that is the substitution property because we've simplified. Now what did we do? On the next line, they've subtracted 6 on both sides. So that is your subtraction property. Okay, and when I do that, these 6's cancel, leaving me with x. And then 21 minus 6 is 15, which is the substitution property. Okay, so now it's going to be your turn again. So I want you to do problems 10, 11, and 12. And then on the next page, also do 13 and 14. So pause the video and complete those problems now. Good luck. Okay, now that you've finished those problems, let's check your answers. So here's number 10. And again, you might need to pause the video to check your solutions while I'm going through this. And then we have problems 11 and 12, 13, and 14. Now, if you have any questions about any of these problems, then please, please, please make sure you contact me so that way I can assist you. If you need to rewind the video, then do that so that you can make sure you get this information. All right, once you have submitted this assignment, then you'll be ready to complete your independent practice. Good luck with that.